all you cool cats and kittens. No, I'm kidding. This is Soca Parang Season 2. Today, you're tuned into episode 2 of Season 2, where we're going to talk about the pandemic soca, everything COVID-19 as it relates to soca. My name is Evo. They keep inviting me back. I don't know why. But I'm here with the usual crew, so I'll just let them introduce themselves.
Hi, Bruce here. Cool cats and kittens.
It was my best Tiger King impression.
Carol Baskin impression. Oh gosh.
I'm Peter Christopher, that journalist who tends to listen to a lot of soca more than I probably should.
Soca Encyclopedia. I think you were rechristened. You should probably change your name now. We've rechristened to the Encyclopedia.
Kareem is experiencing some technical difficulties.
Yes. While we get this
we're gonna get started with the discussion in the meantime. Because apparently I get to intro, so I get to run the show. I don't know.
Yes, you do. So you have to take us through it.
What are the new releases for 2021? The only one I know of is Backyard Jam. And the remix to Outside.
Oh, that's supposed to be a remix?
Was it a remix?
I don't know.
Peter. Peter. Is it an official remix?
I just thought it was something like a PSA. I didn't know if it was official or not.
Oh. Well, it should be.
But I know there is another song called, oh gosh, what is the title? Something about Inside. But it didn't sound like We Outside, but there was an Inside title. I can't remember who sang it at the moment, but I did see it come up. Let me consult my notes. But I did see it come up. I don't know. And then of course most of the artists are doing that kind of, oh, it's a pandemic, so they can't keep us down kind of thing. The one that I keep hearing is that Patrice Tender. It reminds me of Carry On, not because it sounds alike, but it's the same thing where, oh gosh, I didn't want to Carry On, right? But then it kind of just get stuck in your brain, and so you find yourself singing 911 whole time. So it's the same thing here with Tender, and I feel like Tender is that Carry On.
Okay, so I know this podcast is called Soca or Die, but can we also talk about for 2 seconds, because we just came out to Christmas.
Hello, everyone.
How annoying the pandemic Soca Parang.
Kareem is here.
Yes, he is. Finalmente.
I'm back in the line, Molly.
Yeah.
Which Soca Parang song is that even?
I heard a few soca pandemic centric Soca Parang songs. Oh. And I couldn't do it. I didn't like it.
I like Parang Susu. I love the concept. The actual mixing of the record isn't done really well, but the song is fantastic now. The levels off in the song, like with the version that got released, for some reason I find the levels off. You see the background music a little too high, not mixed properly. But the words, it's actually a really nice concept now. The concept of that the Trinidad Susu that everybody was running down.
Right.
You bring a slice of black cake and get 2 bottles of rum when you come.
I think for me the only semi-tolerable one was leave the drinks by the gate, but then I got over that real fast too.
No.
I saw that.
Shuwin,
yeah.
Shuwin did that one. I saw that Umi Makano and Scrunter did a song for this season.
I think Mr. Shaq. Mr. Shaq had one.
A Parang.
Yeah. And
okay.
Well, I'm saying Mr. Shaq because it sounds a lot like what I think Mr. Shaq sounds like.
It could have been Snaky.
It definitely could have been Snaky. And the normal double anta.
Yeah.
Normal. He went to buy some pork. His girlfriend went to buy pork, and he bring it back, and she got vexed because she wanted no hair on the piggy.
Yes. I heard that. Oh God! Why do they bastardize the birth of Christ? It's such a
But the only
I feel like Parang has always been this way though.
Yeah.
I feel like
No, but you see,
it was better.
no,
It was like,
exactly. There is a certain level of
Was it?
class, right?
Was it though?
So, yes, because
Was it
you
though?
can. No, you could, because you see how, again, the songs of our child, and I even the other day I was saying, we need to celebrate the Barons and the Scrunters who have been singing us into Christmas every year for how many years?
You know,
The same songs where by this time all the flavors of homemade wine, right?
right.
But when
But what
thing
was
on
the homemade wine really?
if what?
What was the homemade wine?
Citrus,
Okay, but
papa, hibiscus, papa,
hibiscus,
dandy root, papa,
passion fruit,
fruit,
Maui,
Timawi, strawberry. I don't
strawberry,
know if it's strawberry, aloes,
yeah,
and cane.
aloes and cane. Pom.
I want some homemade wine. But right, even when thing who wants his brush. I mean, yes, you as a child you can sing it, and you don't feel away, and you don't feel away
Because you have no sense that it's smut.
exactly, because
Like-
the levels.
Like he properly sold you the concept of wanting his paintbrush.
You know what I stopped to consider this Christmas? Because I was listening to, I can't remember who had a mix on YouTube. I want to know if Yvonne is Leroy mother. That's what I want to know. Because Yvonne, no, why is Christmas Day you're gone? And Leroy mother went same Christmas Day. She leave the cake in the oven. Don't forget.
So probably.
It could be liming together.
They could be what?
It could be liming together.
Or maybe that. Or if they related something. Because I was like, how everybody leaving Christmas money. Is it the same person? I have never seen Yvonne.
But then Yvonne was just a dream, right? Yvonne didn't actually go.
If what?
It was a dream. Yvonne didn't actually go.
Oh, she didn't. Oh.
Yeah, he woke up. And it was a dream.
Oh, just remember that when we get to talk of it, just remember that point for me. But I also thought that, I was like, okay, with the pandemic and that kind of thing, that Christmas, but more so Soca Parang would have, or Parang and Parang Soca and Chutney Soca Parang would have more of a season, 2020 season. Get more play, get more, because I feel like we could be doing
that way,
Well,
but I feel like we could be doing so much more to
the entire season.
I feel like there was less. I tuned into urban radio. I won't name which station, but it's affiliated. It's the youth urban station for that media network that Peter works for. And I was waiting. I was waiting. I was hoping and praying to get some like Christmas up in there. It did not happen. It did not happen. Like I think I heard like 1 or 2 Parang songs in between. Yeah. So I was like, well, fuck this shit. And I went to
even though we have the Baron and the Scrunter and the Kenny G and the whoever else singing, songs that, and we love to hear them every year. And they are sort of staples. Like you cannot have it. If the Parang now start, you cannot have no more Parang. You know what I mean? So those songs like tires, but then there are, new releases, and I was surprised to see how many new releases for Christmas this year. So I was like, okay, well, people are still into this Parang, Soca Parang, people are still releasing, and I feel like we could be doing more to elevate it, because everything, and I mean, last year when we talk about, it was last year. Shucks, that was 2020. When we spoke about Soca Monarch and, the Trinidad segment in Soca Monarch, and we're talking about, there could be another platform for it. There are multiple musical expressions that we have, and I think the year is long enough for us to give everybody their time and space. But
even in listening to Sweet 100, let me tell you, I don't know if I was listening at the wrong times. I did not hear Kenny G, I Want My Brush once. I did not hear Homemade Wine. Like they stopped playing those songs even.
So what is the thing? Oh gosh, 100 Days of Christmas.
Okay, they had a whole 100 days, and I still didn't. To me, every time I tuned in, I was listening for those things. I heard like some of like the pure like straight Parang. I heard some of that, and then I heard some of like I want to call them the Christmas standards, but it was like New Age Christmas standards kind of thing, and like other things. But I didn't hear like our classics. I didn't really hear our Christmas classics or
You didn't hear Chinese Parang, right?
Please, thankful I did not hear Chinese Parang this Christmas. I
don't think I heard it.
But did you hear Spanish Woman?
Of course. No, I mean, that's the line.
Yes. I heard Spanish Woman, yeah.
Must.
And I thought that the Parang, you know, the Spanish song Parang would be that much better this year, you know, because we have more Spanish influence. So I thought it would have been a good season.
Christmas is the only allowed to talk around my fiance and say I want a Spanish woman to marry me, and I look forward to it every year. If I don't get Spanish woman in Carnival in Christmas, it's not Christmas. So.
Oh gosh.
All right, so back to soca. That was a great segue. Back to pandemic soca. So we've established that.
Actually, we can deal with this at another time. But go ahead. 2021.
2021. Oh gosh, sorry. Well, yeah,
either one.
New releases.
We started with 2020, but I don't think we got through the full range of what 2020 was.
It was a blur, really.
How is it a blur? Let me tell. Like, I am savoring it. I am, you know, like, especially when you had songs like Bumper Murderer or Bumper Murder, because that man, Michael Teja, right? He came out with a vengeance last year, and I don't know what's going to happen this year, but I feel like somebody should pat him on his back for last year.
I feel like he also was underappreciated last year because he also had the birthday song.
That's
and that was my
That's my song. That is the song.
Well, we saw you on your Instagram story.
Yeah. I loved it then. It was that much better when it was my actual birthday, but I love that song. Like I say, Bumper Murder was good too. And he had another one, not so?
I believe he did. I can't name it off the top of my head.
But yeah, he came good. And you know, I want to believe he was in and around the soca space before.
Yeah, he's been around.
Yeah, but he come out for them last year. This next one, Teddy Rhymes and Marshall.
Right.
Oh, that was a big hit.
Yeah.
That was huge. I think somebody that I didn't really have a lot of, I don't want to say respect for because that's a strong term, but you know, he was just kind of in the periphery and then came into focus for me this year was Moto.
Yeah. Moto is good at
his
giving
type.
us a hook.
He's like a up the islands Benjai. That's what I feel like he's like. He's just around. He's been around, and you're probably listening to him and like, yeah, this song cool. And then after a while, you're like, hey, he's been making a lot of good, steady music for a while.
I see what you mean.
Yes. However, I feel like because comparing previous songs to this year, because he have one this year too, and I'm just like, okay, like I said, always good at a hook, always with a hook. And maybe that's all you need. But then I like a song, you know?
Yeah, but I mean, there was a point in time before, let's say, Second had his breakout sets of hits, or Irfan, or I wouldn't say Voice, because Voice kind of play on the scene massive.
Yeah.
I'd say even Irfan and stuff. You know, you're kind of grooved into the stardom now. And I think that Moto is grooving into the stardom. Even though he may have been around a while, but he's grooving into the stardom. He's consistent. He gain, as you say, gain plenty nice little hooks and things, slight memories, memorable things. And he will go into stardom. When those guys move on to superstardom, they need to get stars. You know, you need stars. And I think that there's part of the crop of stars, the upcoming stars now.
I like the big ride. I liked it, but I want to hear like more. Like, okay, you know, because even Skinny does give you a hook, but he's also give you a song. You know what I mean? So that you could listen for 3 minutes. But
he's a star.
Well,
right. Skinny been around long time.
Yeah,
we had a decade of Skinny.
But to get to that level, he's just not there. It's okay if he's not there.
You know what I like? I liked Salty and Second Star. Hoopy?
Yes.
And that's the next one because I would not have thought that the title of the song was Hoopy because I searching all kind of thing I searching for.
Big
But I didn't
bumper.
know.
I mean, that's what this song was about. Who pay for that bam bam day?
For that bam bam.
That was my Google search. Who pay for that?
Right, and then but then it's like, okay, Hoopy. I was like, okay, all right, this is what it is. But you know what I like? I like the when he say oh gosh, you know his response, yes, like spend your money, girl, make my ball, like, you know, very sad, like potting.
No man.
And what I told the outro too, with what this one went Miami, $1,000 for it. You understand? This one went Venezuela. That was a good one. I see Bungie and Fayan Bossa Wine was good on the road because every 2 seconds I feel into touch the road and Bossa Wine.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, bless you for actually being on the road last year. I envy you so much.
That is why I always say this, every carnival is a once in a lifetime opportunity.
All right.
Even more so now that, you know, the parade may not be on next year, but you cannot.
Yeah.
I didn't even do deliveries I was just in the kitchen all of Carnival. I didn't even go out of the kitchen to go and drop. I was in all of Carnival.
You had to touch the room and bust a wine.
I'm really glad that I was encouraged to play this year because I think this year was supposed to be my year off. I think this year was supposed to be my year off, but I came out, you know. And all my
I would never lead you astray.
Yeah, but you know, okay, so I was like recently postpartum and things, so I was out there and still as part of the body positive community, you know. I
was gonna drop a picture. I was gonna surprise you with a picture, but I was like, let me not do that.
I was uncomfortable. Please don't. I was a little uncomfortable, but then I got over it because if it's any time to really free up and forget about, like, if it's one thing, like I joke, but really and truly, if you want to see body positivity in all its splendor, just come to Trinidad. Like, nobody cares. Nobody's judging you. Literally, nobody cares. Like, you just come as you are and revel and enjoy yourself. And honestly, I felt self-conscious maybe for the first 2 minutes, like walking from my house to the bar, and I joined the bar, and I was like, here.
Yeah. Touch the road and bust a wine.
Exactly. I reach.
Or like this one, you know what's good, Nyla? What was the name of it? When she say all bam bam great. Just now.
Bam bam big
bam bam in season.
Something.
Bam bam. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bam bam season. Yeah.
One place I went to Holy Name Fete.
Oh, look at you! I feel badly to say that I did not.
I'm not gonna.
But
Don't feel bad.
Best school ever.
Might disagree.
Proud graduates.
Please ignore.
Best school ever.
That's the white and Sprite talking.
I strongly disagree with that.
That's
without trying to offend anyone, but I strongly disagree with that.
I feel like, you know, y'all can say what you want. Y'all know the value I bring to these conversations, and that is as a result of the movement. And I got
I'm just gonna ignore that whatever's happening in the corner there. Another good one, because Salty is another one that has come with good hooks, and hopefully, I don't know if you'll ever graduate into something more. But Salty, Marshall, I guess Travis will, Boss Wine.
Right.
Yeah. Just give
me the Boss Wine.
Yes. I think this was a good year for Soca 2020. Of course, we had Freetown.
Well, of course, yeah.
Feel the Love was a hit from inception, from
huge
note, from Open Your Heart. What?
Yeah.
I think part of a competition we were having last season, where it was like there are some things that are kind of transcend the season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's one of them for sure. It also have a song that goes beyond the carnival season.
But I think those are the songs that are not written for the carnival season. Those are usually the songs that are just written out of pure love and good energy and understanding the magic that is the season. but
Right,
not
that's what I'm saying.
for the season.
Those songs are for carnival, not for the carnival season. Those are the spirit, the spirit and the essence of, and that way it transcends into the spirit and essence of Trinidad and Tobago, and they typically, you know, those kind of nation building, uplifting kind of songs.
It's like a love song to
Like what with Destra?
Who's that?
Right?
It's like Destra and Marshall's first song.
Yes.
Yeah.
Speaking of Destra, she had a couple collaborations. One with, I keep calling him KDB recently, but with Kerwin before. And Kerwin, and she had one with Nessa Prepri. But I think the best one that she had this season was her solo Rum and Soca. I like that one.
Right. It took me a minute, right? Because I didn't know what she was saying. You know?
Huh? Some people added the we to the Rum and Soca.
I was one of the people that added the D, you know.
Yeah. I swear it was weed, Rum and Soca, and I was like,
I thought so too. And I was like, well, this is progressive, you know, because we just had the decriminalization thing. So this is really.
I heard me Rum and Soca, right? Then I thought me, as in me, Rum and Soca. Like I could do it by myself, though, but I don't need all this. Just me, Rum and Soca. But then when she had the video with her friends, I was like, okay, maybe it's we Rum and Soca.
What is it actually? W-E?
Yes, we Rum and Soca.
But I never heard the D. I'm sorry, I wasn't there.
I heard the D. I don't know what answers. I heard the D. Kill me dead. I was
the
like,
next one is a tongue twister with the sip, chip, and tip over.
Yes, chip,
right.
sip, and tip over.
Sip, chip, and tip over. All right. Chip and tip. That, but I think that was a good one.
It was solid. It was a solid offering.
I
also
not to bash Destra in this group, so I
careful what you're doing there.
Now we have video and people can find me.
What are we gonna say about Miss Destra?
I'm gonna nod, I'm gonna smile, I'm gonna agree, and I'm gonna hush.
You didn't like this song? You didn't like this song? Seriously?
No, I'm not saying. I'm just saying, like, I think one of my problems is that I am probably a big Destra fan, and I have a lot of expectations of the artist, and I feel as though Destra should be better because of her immense potential. She has more potential in terms of like ability, as you all explained to me last season, in terms of her range, in terms of what she can do. And then even like the way however described being around Nadia.
Right.
Just the warmth and she just has an air of perfection, and Nadia doesn't compete with anyone. Nadia is just Nadia, yeah? And I'm thinking that's what I kind of expect of somebody the caliber of Miss Garcia, maybe. Again, it's my fault. It's probably my fault for being such a big fan. So I feel like I expect better. And it's the same with Marshall. Yes, Marshall, you can say it was decent, but I expect better than Marshall.
Nah, I think that Rum and Soca was a good, like, and I don't even know if anybody else could have sing that.
Like 40 songs.
I think that was a really good song.
I like this song. I thought it was a solid Destra offering. You know that you're gonna get at least one from Destra every that's gonna hit.
One
and I think that is catalog, like permanent repertoire. Like, oh God, I have to sing this. We want to hear Rum and Soca, you know, like
Destra. I don't want one from Destra. Destra is too great for that.
Well, she had the one with Kerwin, Daddy Home. Daddy
Reach.
Yes.
That I didn't actually like that.
It was something to go to. Like, okay.
Think about this. Think about it like this, right? Y'all remember when Ray's came out with Fair and Broadway?
Right. Probably her best song ever.
And then you saw the video and the disappointment came with the video. Because you don't expect Fair and video to be so much trash. It's kind of that. It's not in fighting the artist. Destra is fantastic now.
You know, I didn't hate the Ray's video. This is probably an unpopular opinion.
Example, when the video came out for the pretty song, is that your wallet fall on the floor?
Lost and Found is in the song.
That's all.
Yeah, look, things. And we didn't even need pizza there.
I found that out by trial and error. Yeah. Is that your money? No.
We didn't need pizza to come correct us there.
Did you lose something? That's not.
The point I'm trying to make is more like you expect a certain caliber from certain persons, and
Right.
I feel as though, and because it's my expectations probably wrong, but I hold Destroy is on the Soca Mount Rushmore in Trinidad, assuming have more than 7 spaces, but
More than 7.
huh?
More than 7, you say?
Destroy
let
is a
me see.
big artist.
Another song that was underrated, I find, was Patrice had a song, Is We. Again, I learned that the hard way, that's the title of the song, but I
What is it?
probably shouldn't know. Well, if the dance mash up, is we will
Oh yeah, okay.
Oh, that song was very bad. That whole rhythm was very bad, actually.
That was okay.
That was
song
a good one.
strike a certain note at a point in time I cannot stand to hear. I know she's talented. I know her vocal ability is amazing. But when it hits, she has a certain wail. It's like a siren, and I can't.
So if you
Where
feel
is it, Nadia?
that's what I was about to say. If you feel that way about Patrice, what you think about Nyla Blackman in the middle?
And Nyla. Mm-hmm.
In the middle. That song in particular.
That actually was not Nyla Blackman. That was this girl who sang Party Done.
Angela?
Oh,
Angela, no. Because they do song alike.
Yeah, it was Angela Hunt. Yeah, it was Angela Hunt.
But still, that one. That was another one that gets stuck in my...
While I explain that whole Nyla situation there, because I don't know what they come at me now.
Oh, he takes his video up. As if we didn't just see him put it past how many hits.
Exactly.
While I have this chance, I'm going to plug for HRP. Captain.
Yes.
That was a groove that I think kind of bubbled under for a while, and people couldn't figure out who he was. And I was like, this is a good song.
It is. It was.
But can we talk about new releases, because that's on the agenda for this episode?
Oh yes, it is.
New releases. So as I said, the one that's at the forefront of my mind is Backyard Jam, because it just came across my YouTube, because I do have YouTube playing in front of me on the TV. And
there's a whole
thoughts on Backyard Jam. I think so. My thoughts on Backyard Jam. I love the song. I really like the song. I think it's another classic nappy with the full nappy treatment. My issue, though, I take issue with the video. I'll tell you why. Because I felt as though, so it's supposed to be something to like get us through the pandemic kind of thing, right? When was it filmed? Not during this entire ordeal. There's no distancing in the video. Everybody's mask is like under here. You know what I mean? Like the police in the video, and like they and all. I don't know if they were actors. I hope they were, dramatic portrayals of police officers, because God knows. And like all those people were in family. So I felt like they needed to be a little more responsible in the production of the video. And I think that if they had been more, I want to say, COVID-minded in the storyline of the video, it might have made the video more impactful and the message more impactful. And it might have been one of those real kind of rallying cry songs, even, you know what I mean, without even trying. Like it could have been very sentimental for people if they had been more responsible, and if they had done more to show the distance, but people connecting through music.
This boy did a COVID-minded video, if you want to call it that. And his song is a good song for this year. And I think, again, when we spoke about him in, Young Soca and somebody who will be around for a while. Pretty, Wine for the Live, Wine for Live.
Wine Pon Live, I actually just queued that up.
That.
No, for that song, let me look for it one time.
I am queuing it as we speak.
That's a good one.
Nessa Preppy in the video, Kareem. Nessa Preppy's in the video.
I'm there for it.
Because that means something. But yeah, that was a good one. Good song. The video was okay, and then the the social media element vibe of it, of course, with millennials and Gen Z, of course, I think it would hit. But yeah, Wine Pon Live. But
well, I'm listening to one now. GBM drop one. Take Your Time and Wine. Marshall dropped one. High Life, which
Highlight.
is
Can I be honest here? I was
Please.
expecting a little more because when I see and you see how your mind works, because I saw the beach chair rhythm and I see the visual for it, the little picture, and instantly I thought the same kind of vibe as Tokoloku in terms of Tokoloku was on that rhythm was thing, but I don't really like the song and I don't really like, and I can't even say
um,
okay, and that will grow on me. I'm not there yet with it.
I actually didn't like it when I first saw the video when he premiered it on his birthday, and I didn't think it was much of anything. And then I heard it on radio, and I liked it a little bit more.
Maybe
So I think
because sometimes you know how it is. You know what will song great on speaker, and I mean like it is a good song now. When it's on a speaker, like in a fet, it will be even better. And I mean apart from the whole thing. But you see Nadia Batson, you see that first fet, you see that first fet.
that's a good song. That's a good release.
And I say it's only Nadia. And I mean, yes, we have other good writers, whatever. But Nadia does do something when she writing. I don't know what, but that like captures the entire sentiment right here and just put a little bow. That brings that pandemic sentiment. We're being responsible and we go stay inside and we will lock down and we will think. But you see that first fet?
Yeah.
You see that first fet?
Good too. Yeah, the Sugar Daddy one. That one is good too.
Sugar, yeah, that's good too.
It's okay.
It's Nadia, that power. You see that? Yeah. I say yes, Nadia. Yes.
Nadia is just.
But this is what her third release or something, right? For the
Because she is counting her blessings as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
She said it because I see her social media from time to time. And I remember when she was playing this first fet song and she was saying, and again, like talking to people on live, because she also seems very jovial. Let me add that. I don't know if that's part of her aura or part of thing, but she seems very thing. But anyway, she was talking to her live crew, and she was saying, she into music for the love of it and not for the money and la di da di da. And she said, but you see, I will not let all you down. I will release like normal, and so I'm not surprised that by now she has 3 releases because
3 releases.
we get music, and so but that first fet that will mash up the first fet.
Yeah.
That will mash up the fets after that. I want that speaker big. I want road mix. When just now get hands on that. I will come like truck on the road, like you see that first fet, you see that.
She's like yes.
But as you mentioned, truck on the road. Well, Bunchy Garland has been busy. He's dropped a very topical song, which is Heart of the People, and then there is All Houses Road.
All Houses Road.
Which that is a huge tune. Huge.
Hey.
Can we just declare Bunchy Garland is amazing? Like he's the best.
But didn't we cover this?
I feel like that was the last season. That was like
he finished
season 1 all episodes.
Many Bunchy Garland songs and collaborations. I get so mad. And I didn't remember those things when we were speaking the last time.
Let me tell you something. Because I saw when he teased it on who you call it? On
IG?
On IG, right. Camera here. I saw when he teased it on IG. And I didn't listen yet because I like to wait to do my Soca switch. I'm not sure why. I don't know. I just feel like something it will thing with the season. And I'm sure you're hearing my clicks. So the first one, All Houses Road, that was what you call this thing. That was COVID minded, if you want to call it that ever.
Yeah.
Minded. And this line where you put rum in a knapsack, then jump out in a hazmat.
Yes.
Like, here you go. But
God.
you see,
oh gosh, you're bad.
These are just some excerpts from Heart of the People. I just had to, because let me tell you, and last year, I was telling you, I was praying for Bunchy Garland, for vintage Garland, for old school Garland, and we did get struggle. But when you see that, when I heard this one, I said all it takes is some years of prayers and a pandemic. Now we have social commentary Garland back, where he was like, Carnival is more than that. You seeing, a woman and or two men and a woman whining.
No, the other way around, not that way.
What?
It's the other way around, not that way.
Two women and a man?
It's two women and a man in the middle. Like, we don't get that mixed up.
You sure?
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, it's two women and a man in the middle, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
two. She said two man and a woman. I was like, don't mix it up. Please.
It's not two men and a woman in the middle getting rubbed down like a pot with Scotch Brite.
Nah, it's the other way, I think.
Okay. However, it is. But you get the humor and you get the social commentary, because that getting rubbed down like a pot with Scotch Brite, I said, hold up, wait. And then I saw the lyric video and I was like, that's really what he said there? I was like,
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
But yeah, that, you get caught up with the enjoyment, but you don't see the level of employment. I said, yes, Bungie. Give it to them, Bungie. Give it to them. So, I was
like, when I heard that, I was like, that is me now, boy. I was like, wait, like that man, like that, I feel like my brethren talking to me.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
Carnival is a sea that is deep. Hashtag that. Hashtag that. So I was very happy. This Fayan has one as well. Sleepwalk. Is it Sleepwalk? I think Sleepwalk is the title of it. It was okay, but Bungie really come out, and I hope there's more to come. On the Backyard Jam is a rhythm actually, and I see Patrice, Lyrical, and Jaiga have one. Patrice Better Days is good. I like that. Change your ways.
Like, I play this song for 2 hours on a shift now, boy. So make sure you know this song now, boy.
What's that?
He said Jaiga played the song for 2 hours on his shift.
But his own on the inside. That's the one I thought you were talking about last episode, Evo, with the outside remix. I thought you meant that on the inside, but yeah, it's Jaiga, not the song. Sorry.
That was this episode, but yeah.
There's this song that playing us here now already. Oh, I Horning First.
Yes.
Yeah.
Heard that too.
I heard that one.
It's the message. I don't endorse the message at all.
At all. We need to move past this infidelity culture, Trinidad and Tobago.
At all.
And the region.
The entire diaspora need to stop on and we stop. But
we change according to Patrice. Change your ways.
Change your ways.
But the song real bad.
Yeah.
Again, certain songs you can say certain things wrong your fiance, and certain times a year that is probably the only time I can probably think of that.
Talk about this one, second star on Sweet Tooth Symphony, not rhythm, Sweet Tooth Symphony.
Do not know.
Dubai?
Yes.
Dubai, right?
Yeah.
I don't think I knew it, but I know.
No, I don't think I know. Yes, that's Soca. Okay.
Do you all think, like, because we don't have the actual traditional carnival, any of these songs going to be really memorable this year?
Yeah. You see that with that?
No, but I think we lack in the impression you get when you hear it in a setting now.
Yeah.
Like in a fete.
Yeah,
in a fete setting, party setting, actual carnival. I think that the impressions are lacking. So music may not be as memorable, but I also think it's a great opportunity for persons to make more music, and the culture of the culture of the music not catering for your whining on the road could start dissipating.
Yeah.
And then the actual, like the free tongues and these different things, the kind of music, the carnival music, not carnival parade music now.
Yeah.
I think
the songs that celebrate the culture.
Yeah. So maybe we may even have more soca playing because we start getting better soca relevant for throughout the year rather than just the days. Maybe have that.
Which is what I was hoping to ask, whether or not, even with the soca, if there was a soca switch, right?
They have it.
They do? They did it?
Yeah, they had that.
If they are playing and thing. Peter, you wanted to say something?
No. Y'all go on.
Yeah. And then I was going to ask as well, because I saw a new artist. I'll call her new, even though, again, we acknowledge that sometimes these artists are putting in work long before we, ever come to know them and see them, and, before they become a quote-unquote household name. So there was a new girl, Savannah, I think is her name, and she has one song, Name Man or something like that, and then another one with a collaboration. And I was like, what kind of year is it for a new artist? Like, is it a good time for new artists to launch? Yeah, or is it not so much, because then you don't have the fetes and the, sometimes that face to face, seeing the people, the vibe, the interaction, if that helps to propel a new artist. So just wanted to know, thoughts on that, new artists in a year with no
in
tradition.
some ways, based on the discussion that we had last season, right? I feel like in some ways it could be a benefit because we did talk at length about how much power DJs and producers in terms of radio, and so how much power they have over what gets played, etc. And now where it's kind of like a level playing field to some extent. People can go in search of soca and then whatever they find. I mean, but then they also then have to play the social media game to make sure that they get in the clicks, and they have to drive people to their content. But I think it could be a bit of a more even playing field, because then people can then gravitate to towards whatever they like, and then the views and it could go up organically there because people are listening because they want to listen and not because they were shepherded towards the song.
True.
Well, about Savannah, I interviewed her about her first two releases. The first one with Choppy, and her whole thing is she comes from a big soca producer family. She's Precision Productions, it's her family, and she is actually trying not to identify as a soca artist, and that's why she's focusing on making music that does not sound like typical soca. So, and this might be the avenue for those kind of artists to really flourish, because they're not about we go and wine in our party, we go and jump up and get on bad. So it's their lane to really come through. And a good few artists who you would probably associate more with soca have been releasing a lot more music. There's not really soca. We saw Nessa Preppy do this song with Swanee, and Nyla also doing a little bit of Trinidad stuff. And so we are getting to see the artists experiment a little bit more. And I think that's good, because you're not going to get the jump up in the road all the time. And that could really help our industry probably develop in a kind of unexpected way.
Yeah. Although I don't think that it prevents them from experimenting otherwise, because I mean, we've had other artists who've done it, with their core soca releases and do other things, like Nyla, like Kess, what's the name of that rhythm anyway, but like Kess and like some others, and even Alison Hines has done it. Remember, she did that reggae collaboration, so there are others, and there are on this point, so Trinidad artists who are doing the soca, and I mean, we spoke about that a bit last season as well, but I saw that Trinidad Killer has two songs, one collaboration, and I think one is just him, but very much soca.
Yeah. So I guess we hoping that the pandemic will bring about a bit of a soca renaissance, like a cultural renaissance for us. I don't know if we'll see if it really does add depth to the thing. But this is a good time really for people to kind of hunker down and see what other new ingredients they could add to the stew, or the callaloo, I should say, because especially I think too with people like Freetown rising to the top this year, floating up to the top of the heap this year, and people seeing that soca, like this music, it doesn't have to be one thing or the other. Like you could definitely put your own spin on it, put your own little take on it, make it unique to you, and still, if it's good music, people will gravitate towards it.
Which is the same comment we had made last season in terms of, the all soca is happy music, where you can make it what you want. And I mean, Bunji Garlin is an example of that. You make it, and you make it what you want. My challenge is, and I see you, Kareem, my challenge is, when we do, I have no problem with soca experimenting, right? And doing and adding this to it and adding that to it and making something fresh, something new, something, different. My thing is, if you are singing what is mumble rap, and you are trying to tell me that is soca, don't do me that.
No matter.
Don't do me that. But Kareem, you had a point on the previous one, on the previous discussion.
Yeah, I'm thinking that with the pandemic and stuff, a lot of the bigger artists who could kind of rest on their earnings, not really don't need to make the effort. They just could make a one song just for fun, just to be relevant and whatnot. And these up and coming artists now, they now have a lot of the space that those bigger artists would have occupied. And now with quality work, quality hard work, good music, you can then start infiltrating spaces that you would no longer have a chance to infiltrate with the pandemic. And again, even technology has increased in terms of the recording and the putting out of music. The quality of the music has increased. Just the way it sounds. That you don't have to be Marshall, Bungie, Fair, and Destra to put a good quality mixed record out there. So now these younger artists get to work at a higher standard and get returns for their money, because you could have made the best sonically sounding song and not get any play, and it's not like you waste your money and don't get any money back from it. But now they can be braver, and again, it helps with the experimenting as well. Now the margin for error has increased, because before, if you try to go outside of the genre a little bit and try to fuse, and it don't come off 100% good, it's still bad. Yeah. But now you have that leeway. You give yourself, the pandemic has given them a lot of leeway to try and evolve.
Let me ask as well, if again what we will get as 2021 releases will be mainly groovy soca, and would artists now hold back what would have been their tentative road march contender or their tentative power soca monarch contender for 2022? Whether out of strategy or because we don't have the space and the speakers to do it up for. So would it be more groovy songs for 2021? Because I'm sure there will be more releases coming, after this is recorded and aired.
Right.
Well, I won KMC throw a one.
Yeah.
If we look at it that way, because
maybe they won't.
I will bring. No. I think that would have been the one. That song is great.
I think that's the one. I love that song.
Ask Kareem about how long my cape for KMC is.
So long. It's so long.
They could be warming up. Like how you see how Iwa say, was it Iwa or his management that said they were, 3 years to get to the road march soca monarch? They keep and they had a plan, a trajectory.
Things, right?
Maybe Iwa and KMC just warming up. Maybe KMC is just warming up.
I think so. I wanted to add though.
We come to Oxford Street.
I want to add to what Kareem was saying, because I feel as we're talking about up and coming artists and the evolution of the music and what having to operate in this virtual space has to do for people, I think it's also interesting to consider the fact, to consider how internet culture works, right? And some of the more established artists, they might have teams and teams behind them, and PR people try, we try as hard as we can to try to put things in your, in your frame of reference, like right there on your periphery for you to focus in on it. But I will say that if it's one thing that we see, even in public relations, even in marketing, we understand as well that the medium has changed, right? And how people use that medium it's a whole different culture. Internet culture is different, and one of the things about internet culture is people like to be sages. They like to take on that sage persona in internet culture, right? You like to be the person who kind of found this underground song and nobody listening to yet, because you want to be able to say, I know about them since when, you want to be among the people who I shared that 2 weeks ago. That is very much internet culture. People seek things out on social media. So I feel as though we really do have a chance for younger people, more creative people who are trying to do more and say more to really spread their wings at this time. And I think that young persons, people who are even younger than those of us in this discussion right now, they are going to gravitate towards it. They are going to find it in the places where they find things. Like Trinidad is a whole thing that I had to wrap my head around as a 30-something-year-old woman. I did not know what it was. And then find out these people have well-produced music videos and music. It's a whole culture. and it's underground, but it's
Which we
not.
can.
It's right there in internet culture, just buried right here.
Which we will get to internet culture and social media and soca and the like in.
And they understand it. They understand their audience. They know how to get to their audience. They know the channels to use. Like this is ingrained in them, and so I feel as though we could really genuinely have an explosion of music, local music. Hopefully, we'll see. But there's the potential. It's festering. It's ripe for some kind of a renaissance to happen.
And that's for me, the element of the old guard is no longer there.
Well, we'll talk
But
about
they don't
that
play in
in the next episode because we have to go. We are way over time in this one. So we're going to wrap this up here and then we will see you in episode 3.